Climate change, a term heard all over the news, in various publications, and debated about by numerous governmental bodies, is one of today's most pressing problems. But what exactly is it? While it is easy to attribute climate change to global warming, there are a lot of other elements it encompasses. Large storms, such as Hurricane Katrina in 2005, Ike in 2008, and Irene in 2011, as well as multitudes of smaller ones, are all products of climate change. Changes in sea level, precipitation, animal life, and diminishing ice sheets are also part of climate change. Without immediate, widespread action, issues like these, left unchecked, could torment and harm future generations greatly. To understand how to help remedy this issue, we must first look at what causes it. The largest and most dangerous problem arises from the excess emission of greenhouse gases. These gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane, have been rising over the past several decades, causing a blanketing insulation effect which keeps solar radiation from escaping. These gases are primarily emitted from vehicles, such as cars and planes, as well as factories. Deforestation also accounts for a large percentage of rising gas levels. Research has shown a 36% increase in carbon dioxide from 1750 to 2007, and a 148% increase in methane over the same period. To bring this matter to the public, researchers devised an easy way to distinguish and define the specific emissions for a person, place, or organization. A carbon footprint is a person's mark on the environment. The greater the emissions, the larger the footprint. A normal person would have a carbon footprint larger than a person who used public transit, biked, and walked. That same person could further shrink their carbon footprint by using energy-efficient bulbs, appliances, or windows. Someone who depended on a car could lessen their impact on the environment by using a more efficient car, such as a smaller coupe over a truck, or even a more efficient, fully electric car, which currently come with tax reductions and monetary benefits for owning. There are plenty of ways we as individuals can change, and if we all made an effort, our collaborative footprint would definitely be smaller. But in relation to our individual carbon footprints, those of factories and large manufacturers are massive. These businesses oftentimes burn a large amount of fossil fuels for production and shipping, oftentimes burning more than they need. By imposing a carbon tax, a tax that corresponds to a company's emissions, we could force these companies to look for other ways to lessen their environmental impact, be it through migration to other forms of energy, more environmentally friendly vehicle fleets, well-designed office buildings to facilitate heat, light, and water conservation, or programs to educate others on recycling and conservation. Even just a partial switch to forms of energy such as wind, solar, hydro, and nuclear would have a large impact on overall global emissions. These issues are the main focuses of a Port Townsend group called Students for Sustainability, also known as SFS. SFS worked to help the Port Townsend community by starting with the high school. In addition to eliminating as much paper waste as possible through the use of online bulletins, the group was also able to supply the school with 40 more recycling bins to discourage a waste of reusable materials. Other ideas to reduce waste have been put forth, such as reusable cafeteria trays. However, SFS didn't stop at changing the local community. During April of 2014, the group traveled to Washington, D.C. by means of rail to raise awareness and lobby for further nationwide action. In using an environmentally friendly train over other means of transportation, SFS demonstrated the importance of taking every action to reduce their emissions. Future goals of SFS include organizing a carpool system in the Port Townsend community, cutting back on traffic congestion and automobile emissions. Eventually, and with enough support, they wish to take part in the UN to lobby for further climate change action. So what can you do? Start with your home. Use energy-efficient bulbs, replace old inefficient appliances and windows, and cut back on electricity, gas, and water consumption. Take public transit and carpools if possible, or even better, bike and walk. After that, educate others on the issue. Have them follow your changes. Take part in movements to change your community, such as recycling programs. Lastly, inform your local representatives that you are for carbon taxes and other means which would cut back on emissions. Like the SFS group in Port Townsend, above all, you must be involved. Do what you can now for the planet. Help future generations keep our Earth habitable and clean.